Why, hello. This is Andrew Hall. You may call me Dr. Kennard. This is the Disappointed Cat Morning Show where we look at interesting stories and we make predictions. We make predictions on this channel. There's a lot of YouTube people on Twitter, a lot of YouTube channels, a lot of people on Twitter, people on Facebook make analysis. But we make predictions here. And how do we do that? We take a look at what other countries are doing. We look at history and then say, this is probably going to happen. We're going to talk about Israel giving some of its citizens a fourth jab, a fourth shot of the vaccine. That's going to be our second story. But before we get into our first story about a gentleman who is no longer with us because he believed in Jesus more than science, I just wanted to talk about the poll yesterday that I took on Twitter. Will Donald Trump lose the 2024 election because so many of his supporters died from COVID? And most people said no, though it was close, everyone. It was close. And I just wanted to touch base one more bit, because I don't know how many of you are on Twitter. If you saw that Biden is a failure, that was trending yesterday. So I had this small comment just to shoot out into the Twitterverse. People thinking Biden is a failure are the same people who think evolution is not true and tweet, teach both sides of the Third Reich controversy. All right. Now we go to the real stories. The real stories. Why did you come here? We're going to talk about this guy. Is his real name Deon Unthank? Yes, it actually is his real name. Is he with us anymore? No, he's not. Why? Religion. Religion. Brainwashed by the faith-based industrial complex. Deon Unthank, 73, of Nashville, Tennessee, absolutely gospel music founder, anti-vaxxer, dead from COVID. How much of an anti-vaxxer was he? You may ask. Oh, we're going to find out. We're going to take a look at his social media posts and see how he was hip deep, armpit deep maybe, into the anti-vaxxer movement. Links in the description below, everyone. If you're watching on YouTube and on Facebook, on Twitter, I'm sorry, I don't think I can post links. I don't think I can. I think Twitter just says, hey, what's the name of your video? So here we go. According to this page, Deon was in the ICU with COVID. He's now dead. Deon is the founder of the website absolutelygospel.com, a gospel music site which gets 4 million visits per month. Deon is an extreme anti-vaxxer with many, many posts against the vaccine, mandates, and masks. But let's be honest, with a name like Unthank, how is he supposed to react to these amazing vaccines? Let's take at least a casual look at what his social media posts look like. How bad were they? Imagine a vaccine so safe you have to be threatened to take it. Well, you only have to be threatened to take it because you don't know what's good for you. Because that's the nature of religion, isn't it? The nature of religion, or any toxic system, is that it pits you against your own self-interests. Imagine a vaccine so safe you have to be threatened to take it. For a disease so deadly you have to be tested to know you have it. So many things wrong with that. And here's another example from Deon Unthank's social media account. It's time to burn the masks. Well, Mr. Unthank, you're 6 feet under now. I'm sure some of you are wondering, what does Mr. Unthank's family think? How are they spinning this? Because friends and family, they're probably really into Jesus too. Really into Jesus. So how are they going to spin his death? This is the topper. Everything that you've seen so far is nothing in comparison to this bit of mental gymnastics and this kind of cognitive dissonance. Check this out. This is from Deon Unthank's account, but this is from his son, Chris. Dad peacefully passed into the arms of his Savior this evening at 9:31 p.m., surrounded by his family. Thank you to everyone for your prayers. He now has his ultimate healing. He now has his ultimate healing. When you say evangelical Christianity, when some people say evangelical Christianity isn't a death cult, they are calling this Deon Unthank's death as an ultimate healing. Wow. It boggles the brain. I'm going to check out the chat here on YouTube. If you have comments on Facebook or Twitter, I can't see them, unfortunately, but if you come over to YouTube, and we can all enjoy your comments together. Gonna check out the chat here. What's up, Tobin? Glad to see Rage. What's up, Rage? Hope you're doing well this morning. Yeah, so I do have a news piece on my personal Medium site. Take a gander, take a look. If you want to give it a clap, that's good. Claps on Medium are similar to upvotes on YouTube. What's up, John Hudson? Jessi Bear, good morning. Glad to see that you're here, Jessi Bear. Simply Secular Dave from the West Coast. Seems like everyone's here. Good morning, Dee Parks. Good morning from a city surrounded by cornfields. I've only driven through Iowa once, and it's all cornfields. That was my one impression from driving through Iowa. I thought it was pretty remarkable. What's up, Tobin? And let's see, Mordecai, Dr. Osiris. Oh, my favorite doctor right there. Okay, Tesla Ranger says, death is life, it's opposite day. That's right. Good morning, black female atheist. Glad to see that you made it. All right, 7 minutes into the show. It's too early for the halftime tummy rub show. Let's not forget, the show goes from 9 a.m. to about 9:25 a.m. Take a 5-minute break, and then we do the after party after show. It's an open room for atheists, humanists, progressives. Link to be on the panel is in the description below. At least it is on YouTube and on Facebook. All right, let's see what the next story is. I wonder what the next story is. Oh, this is where we start making predictions about the future, right? So Israel Prime Minister announces the 4th jab for over 60s to tackle Omicron. Booster will also be available to medical teams and immunodeficient people 4 months after the 3rd dose. Look, everyone, we've been looking at different countries. Been looking at New Zealand and their response to the crisis, and we've been looking at Israel. Just 2 of the countries that we've been looking at and how they've been responding to the crisis, the COVID-19 crisis, of course. And Israel has been typically about, 3 months, maybe 6 months ahead of what's going on here in the States. So I would say if they're doing a 4th jab for certain groups of people in their country, I think the smart money is on the fact that we will probably be doing that in the States at a certain point. All right, let's take a look. Links in the description to the story below. Israelis over the age of 60 and medical teams will be eligible for a 4th COVID vaccination to protect against the fast-spreading Omicron variant, Prime Minister Naftali Bennett has announced. The citizens of Israel were first in the world to receive the 3rd dose of the COVID-19 vaccine, and we are continuing to pioneer with the 4th dose as well, he said on Tuesday, calling on those who meet the criteria to go get vaccinated. Bennett's remark came after a meeting of the country's ministerial coronavirus cabinet, which convened amid growing concern over the spread of the Omicron variant. A statement from the health ministry noted that immunodeficient people will also be eligible for a 4th shot, which can be administered to them, elderly people and medical teams at least 4 months ahead after their 3rd shot. Bennett's office said the premier had instructed the health ministry and health funds, which administer the vaccinations, to prepare the widespread anti-vaccination operation. And what's amazing about this are the people who are like going, shaking their fists up to the sky and going, why do we have to do a fourth shot? If I'm trying to do the anti-vaxxer voice. I don't know if this is my anti-vaxxer voice. Why are we doing a fourth shot? We already have 3 shots. And I just want to say that if, the next time, if you're a football fan, American style football, that's where it's football season, right? And if you're watching a football game, and if a team isn't doing well, if their strategy isn't doing well in a game, then they change strategy. They shift gears. If something is going well, if they're doing something well, then maybe they'll double down on it. If they're doing something that, if their strategy isn't working, they will change strategies. It's just like that. That's how science works. In a strange way, science is kind of sort of like football. I'm just trying to find metaphors and analogies that might work, everyone. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to find metaphors and analogies that will work. I don't know. I'm going to check out the chat. Again, yes, because the chat's a wonderful place. King Farouk is here. Oh, good morning, King Farouk. I didn't realize that you were here. Yes, that's right, Tesla Ranger, referencing Santa Claus shot down by militant penguins guarding the Antarctic ice wall. Yes, indeed. I thought it was a cute piece I wrote on Medium. And the name of the piece is, I think it was Santa Claus Invades Antarctica. It's a commentary on the global climate crisis, because Santa Claus would need to move from the North Pole at some point, don't you think? If it's all going to be melted away, if it's all going to disappear, the ice, he has to go on solid ground. All right. Blazing Wizard Pope. Football season. 'Tis their season to smash heads, fa la la la, in big bunches, fa la la la. Yes. Well said. All right. You want to do the halftime tummy rub show? We're about halftime tummy rub. Well, it's about that time, everyone, right? I'm going to show a funny little cat video. Put a smile on your face.
This is my cat, Frodo. He's almost 20 years old now, and recently he's been finding it pretty difficult to get down these stairs to his favourite spot in the sun. So, with a week of free time on my hands, I built him the world's first cat escalator. You want to try out your new elevator? Here, have a sit down. Are you ready to go downstairs without having to move a muscle? I'm going to cut straight to the chase so we don't keep his lordship waiting. So without further ado, Frodo on the elevator in 3, 2, 1. What do you reckon, buddy? What do you think, buddy? Was that fun? And off he goes. Good boy. Oh my God, this is the greatest day of my life. Well, if you ask me, my friends, that is a great success.
I never thought about what does a really old cat look like. That is what a super old cat looks like. That, yes. Cats, exactly, Jessi Bear. Exactly. All right, what's our last story? That's a good question. What is the last story? Oh, it's about this gentleman right here. The gentleman who's attacked. What's more American, everyone, than attacking law enforcement with a flagpole? What's more Donald Trump than a fascist attacking law enforcement with a flagpole with the American flag on it? This gentleman right here in the trouble bubble. Let's do this. Aurora, Proud Boys member, accused of assaulting officer with flagpole amid Capitol riot. Robert. Oh, this is Jim Bob, by the way. His nickname is Jim Bob. I know that is the best name ever. Jim Bob is in the trouble bubble. James Robert Elliott faces what appear to be the most serious charges yet to be brought against an Illinois resident in connection with a riot that interrupted the Electoral College vote count and led to what feds say could be the largest criminal investigation in U.S. history. Federal prosecutors say an admitted Proud Boys member from Aurora beckoned rioters towards a police line during the January 6th U.S. Capitol breach and shouted, "Patriots, what is your occupation?" If they were being honest, most of them would say, "Living in our mom's basement," before thrusting a flagpole he was carrying toward police. Now, James Robert Jim Bob Elliott, 24, faces what appear to be the most serious charges yet to be brought against an Illinois resident in connection with the riot that interrupted the Electoral College vote count and led to what feds say could be the largest criminal investigation in U.S. history. At least 20 Illinois residents have been charged. Elliott also appears to be the first Illinois member of the Proud Boys to face charges for his role in the breach. Members of the far-right group have emerged as key targets in the investigation, with some facing serious conspiracy charges for their role in the event. This is what has happened time after time in U.S. history, by the way, is that these groups, whether it's the Klan, Aryan nations, they get to a certain size, and then the feds clamp down on them. People get arrested, and those groups have their backs broken by the feds. That is how it's historically gone. Let's see. Authorities arrested Elliott on Monday, and the U.S. Magistrate Judge Jeffrey Cummings ordered his release on Tuesday. Bad idea, Judge. The judge imposed a curfew and electronic monitoring at prosecutors' request over the objection of Elliott's defense attorney. The defense attorney argued the alleged criminal conduct is nearly a year old and that Elliott is gainfully employed and has no criminal history. So the defense, I love defense lawyers. Well, lawyers in general, they can just pull the bull out of the ether, right? It's like, look, you shouldn't be treating my client poorly. That horrible thing he did, that was like a year ago. That's like, doesn't even count anymore. And look, he has a job. He has a job. And he has no criminal. And the implication is that, and I'm sure someone in the chat saying this, he's white. Look, he's white. How can he go to jail? And we've seen other Capitol rioters say things like, "I'm not going to jail because I'm white." Elliott is charged with civil disorder, assault on a federal officer, entering and remaining in a restricted building or grounds with deadly or dangerous weapon, disorderly conduct in restricted building or grounds with a deadly or dangerous weapon, engaging in physical violence in restricted buildings or grounds. Oh, we all know he was where he shouldn't have done, and he attacked people. All but one of the charges are felonies. The most important, serious, carries a maximum 20-year prison term. Assistant U.S. Attorney Aaron Bond told the judge. 20 years seems reasonable, right? Maybe. Locking up the people who are just going to do it over and over again, yeah, that's probably a good idea. All right. Cryptameria says, "I hope they throw the book at him, but it is America, indeed." Indeed. Maybe he'll get something. I don't know. It'll be a story we're going to have to keep an eye on. That's right, Jessi Bear. He is white, hence that's why he didn't get killed that particular day by law enforcement yet. Let's see. Lock him up. Good chance in this case. Sure, I can hear you. I have heard that part of the initiation into the Proud Boys is wow. That's a tough initiation, right? Can't I just get kicked in the ribs? Some of those guys, you've seen some of those guys in Proud Boys, right? You're thinking, do they have to take a pill? Do they have to take Viagra before the initiation ceremony to do what they need to get done? Wow, dude, that's right. That's crazy rage. Hilarious and quite believable. All right. It also Rage points out, I still don't know how none of the Brainiacs have been charged with treason. It's a good question, isn't it? It's a good question. And well said, Tesla Ranger. These are the same people who say Blue Lives Matter, and yet still attack law enforcement. All right, I think I'm caught up with everyone in the chat here. You want to do some more cats? This is a cute little cat video, everyone. It's about a tale of two cats. But I'm gonna show you the video. That puts me in my happy place. Just a cat living the cat's best life, taking its friend, taking its toy to maybe its favorite spot in the world and just playing with it. How won't that put a smile on your face? I thought that was great myself. Puts me in a very, very chill place. Okay. Doctor says, laughing disbelief. Point out what I said. Throwing the Bible is the only time it's shown to be accurate, especially if you hit the person who threw it at. Well said, Dr. Osiris. Well said. The cat murdered a tiger. That's right. That's right. Theoretical. Okay, so I'm gonna wrap up shop. I'm gonna close up shop. Once again, no ads on this channel. No ads. Well, some of the older videos have ads. I've just been too lazy to take them off. But on this show, no ads, ladies and gentlemen. Small furry animals from Alpha Centauri, funded by patrons, funded by YouTube members, funded by super chats, by people who toss me a few shekels via Venmo or PayPal. Links to those below. I hope to see you at 9:30 for the after party after show, where we just talk about anything and everything. This is for atheists, humanists, progressives, and so I hope to see you at 9:30. I'm gonna drop down. I'm gonna drop the thank you video for supporters. Take care, everyone.